I never thought the dusty trails of our Montana ranch would lead me back to a truth buried deeper than the old well behind the barn. My name is Sarah Jenkins, and for years, I'd been the ghost in my own family story. That morning at Grandpa Harlan's funeral, the sun beat down on the open field where we'd gathered, the kind of relentless western light that exposes every crack and shadow. I slipped into the back row of mismatched chairs, feeling the stares like prickles on my skin. Why was I even here? Part of me screamed to turn the truck around and head back to Billings, to my quiet life crunching numbers for a small accounting firm. But another part, the one that remembered Grandpa's calloused hands teaching me to rope calves, wouldn't let go. My cousin Emily took the podium, her rodeo queen posture straight as a fence post, dabbing at eyes that looked suspiciously dry. Harlan Jenkins was more than a grandfather to me, she said, her voice carrying over the wind-whipped crowd. He was my rock, my guide. No one understood him like I did. Her words hit like a gut punch. I clenched my fists, memories flooding in Grandpa and me riding out at dawn, the smell of sagebrush and horse sweat, his stories about homesteading days. But according to Emily, those were hers now. I tasted blood from biting my lip, wondering if he'd forgotten me in his final days. The family sat up front, Aunt Louise in her stiff black dress, Uncle Frank fiddling with his hat, cousins scattered like wary cattle. They'd shut me out years ago, starting with that Thanksgiving where I arrived with a pecan pie, only to find the table full and my place forgotten. "Oh, Sarah, we figured you were busy," Aunt Louise had said, her smile thin as barbed wire. Invites dried up after that. Calls unanswered. Social media posts cropping me out like I was a weed in their perfect pasture. I'd been erased, piece by piece, until I doubted my own belonging. Emily droned on about carrying the Jenkins legacy, her eyes flicking my way with a glint of victory. Inside, a storm raged. Why had they done this? Was it jealousy over Grandpa's affection? Or something greedier? I pushed the thoughts down, focusing on the ranch house in the distance, its faded red roof sagging under time's weight. That was my childhood haven, where I'd learned resilience. But now it felt like enemy territory. The service ended, folks milling about with murmurs and handshakes, ignoring me like a stray dog. Then Mr. Harlan's lawyer, Tom Whitaker, approached, his boots kicking up dust. "Sarah, the will reading's in half an hour at the house. You need to be there." I almost laughed bitterly. "They won't want me inside." His eyes softened. "You're named," Harlan insisted. He vanished into the crowd, leaving me staring at Emily holding court by the lemonade table, Aunt Louise whispering in her ear as they glanced my way. 30 minutes later, the living room felt claustrophobic, crammed with kin on worn sofas and folding chairs facing the stone fireplace. I perched by the door, ready to bolt. Emily sat center, texting furiously, her mother Clara beside her. Whitaker cleared his throat. "Harlan updated this, 6 months back. It's his true wishes." Aunt Louise huffed. "We know what he wanted." He ignored her, listing small bequests, fishing gear to Uncle Frank, antique quilts to Louise, tools to Cousin Ben. Murmurs of approval rippled through. Then, the ranch, all 500 acres, house, barns, and remaining assets, to my granddaughter Sarah Jenkins. Silence exploded into chaos. Emily jumped up. "That's wrong. Grandpa promised me." Clara echoed. "She's been caring for him, not Sarah." He said frozen, heart pounding. "Why me?" Whitaker held firm. "It's clear. Contesting forfeits your shares." Emily waved papers. I have power of attorney. But he countered. This supersedes. He handed me a worn leather journal. Harlan's message. When they say you're not family, show them this. Emily snarled. She's not even blood. Demand a DNA test. Whitaker shut his portfolio. The will stands. Sarah. Meet me next week for transfer. I clutched the journal, smelling leather and Grandpa's aftershave, as they glared daggers. This isn't over, Emily hissed. I'll sue. Outside. My knees buckled by my truck. The ranch was mine, but at what cost? Inside. Doubt gnawed. Had I earned this? Or was it pity? That night in my Billings apartment, I opened the journal, hands shaking. Grandpa's scrawl. If you're reading this, Sarah. They've shown their hand. Tears blurred the pages, dated entries of every exclusion, every lie. April 12th. Clara said Sarah skipped Easter. Called her, she never got invited. Broke her heart. July 5th. Emily showed edited photos. Me cropped out. Said it's for peace. Page after page. His confusion. Why won't Sarah visit? Did I fail her? My chest ached with guilt. I'd stopped pushing when doors slammed shut. Why hadn't I fought harder? A USB drive fell out. With my friend Mia, a tech whiz from work, we listened to recordings. Emily's voice. Sarah's not real family. Rumors about her mom's affair. Grandpa. She's my blood. Another. She's after your money. Grandpa. Lies twisted like knots in my gut. Financial docs showed Emily siphoning funds, thousands for her truck. Vacations, while forging ranch sale talks. A letter from Grandpa. They stole you from me. But you're the only one who loved this land for its soul. Fight with truth. Sobs racked me. He'd seen it all. Protected me in secret. But revenge? It tasted bitter. Stirring old wounds of abandonment. Was truth enough? Or would it destroy us all? The next morning, sunlight streamed through my window. But inside, turmoil churned like a Montana thunderstorm. Mia had backed up everything: journal scans, audio files, bank records. This is elder abuse. Sarah, she said, her voice steady. Fraud too. We need to go legal. I paced, journal in hand, replaying Grandpa's words. He'd documented not just crimes, but his loneliness, Miss Sarah's laugh echoing in the barn. They say she doesn't care. My heart knows better. Guilt clawed deeper. Had my retreat enabled this? Why hadn't I seen the manipulation sooner? Emily's 48-hour lawsuit threat loomed. My phone buzzed relentlessly. Cousins accusing me of theft. Aunt Louise calling me ungrateful. Each message amplified my isolation, blood ties snapping like dry twigs. But doubt crept in. Were they all villains? Or victims of Emily's sway? I drove to the ranch, key in hand, heart pounding. The gate creaked open, familiar yet foreign. Walking the paths Grandpa and I once trod. Memories assaulted me, his voice teaching me about soil cycles, his pride in my school awards. Inside the house, dust motes danced in light shafts. In his study, I found more unmailed letters to me, full of love. They gave wrong addresses. Forgive an old man for believing. Whitaker called. Emily filed, claiming forgery. Undue influence. They're pushing for a DNA test. I swallowed. Let them. I'm his. We met at his office in Bozeman. Mia tagging along. He reviewed the evidence. This shifts everything. We can counter with criminal charges. My mind raced. Prison for Emily? The thought twisted my insides. She was family. Once my playmate in haylofts. What drove her greed? Jealousy over Grandpa's favoritism? or deeper insecurity? Back home. Anonymous text started. Drop it or pay. Fear mingled with anger. Were they that desperate? Mia traced Emily's spending. Ranch funds on luxury spas. A down payment on a condo in Vegas. She's in debt to developers. Promised them land she couldn't deliver. The puzzle clicked, not just exclusion, but a scheme to sell out. Grandpa's entry. Overheard Emily on phone. Once he's gone, the ranch is mine. My poor girl. What happened to you? I confronted the mirror. Whispers of self-doubt loud. Am I seeking justice or vengeance? Grandpa wanted truth, not destruction. Yet betrayal burned. Years stolen. Grandpa isolated in his final days. I filed a police report, handing over copies. The sheriff, an old family acquaintance, nodded gravely. Harlan was sharp. This reeks of foul play. Words spread like wildfire in our small town. Whispers at the feed store. Stares at the diner. Support trickled in. Neighbor misses. Ruiz called. Harlan bragged about you always. Never believed those lies. It warmed the chill in my soul, reminding me truth had allies. Emily escalated online, posting edited photos, claiming I abandoned him. Comments piled on, some vicious, others questioning. Mia launched a site, JenkinsLegacyTruth.com, uploading redacted evidence. Let facts speak. Hits surged. Town folk sharing stories of Harlan's unwavering love for me. But internally, conflict raged, exposing them felt right, yet pity stirred for Emily's unraveling. A cousin,
Ben,
messaged, Emily convinced us you wanted nothing to do with us. Saw a crack in the wall, perhaps redemption possible? The preliminary hearing loomed. Whitaker prepped me. Stay calm. Evidence is ironclad. Nightmares plagued me. Grandpa's confused voice on tapes. My own erased face. Why had I let them diminish me? Self-worth eroded over years. Now rebuilding brick by painful brick. Driving to court. Resolve hardened. But humanity softened the edges. Maybe justice could heal, not just punish. In the packed Bozeman courtroom, Emily sat poised, her lawyers sharp-suited sharks. Her attorney spun tales, me as opportunist, journal as fake. DNA will prove she's no kin. Whitaker countered methodically, handwriting analysis, timestamps on recordings. Playing one, Emily sneer. Sarah's greedy. Keep her away. Gasps echoed. Financial trails exposed theft over $200,000. My turn to speak. I loved Grandpa. After my parents' crash, he was my world. They shut me out when I questioned funds vanishing. Voice steady, but inside. Emotions surged, grief for lost time, anger at deceit, a flicker of sorrow for Emily's fall. She erupted. You're lying. I deserved it. I cared for him. Judge Ramirez recessed. Returning firm. Evidence supports the will.
Rifefrod toda. Outside.
Emily glared, but her eyes held desperation, not just hate. For the first time, I saw her brokenness, perhaps chasing what she thought Grandpa withheld. Driving back, peace flickered. Truth was emerging, but so was compassion. Grandpa's lesson whispered, family isn't just blood, it's forgiveness amid pain. Yet the battle wasn't over. Deeper wounds awaited mending. Weeks blurred into a haze of depositions and discoveries, each revelation peeling back layers of deceit that left me raw inside. The Montana winds howled outside my apartment, mirroring the storm in my mind. Why had Emily's ambition twisted into this? Grandpa's journal became my anchor. His words a balm. Sarah, they fear your light because it exposes their shadows. But shadows lingered in me too, resentment festering like an untreated wound. Had I been too passive, letting exclusion define me? Self-reproach gnawed nightly, sleep evading as I replayed lost moments with Grandpa. The DA charged Emily with fraud and elder exploitation, Clara and Louise as accessories. Headlines in the local paper screamed, "Ranch heir uncovers family betrayal, turning our private pain public." Support swelled, town hall meetings where folks shared similar stories, offering shoulders I didn't know I needed. But Emily's side lashed out, vandalism at the ranch, slashed tires on my truck. Anonymous calls whispered threats, amplifying my isolation. Am I destroying them? Or saving Grandpa's legacy? I confided to Mia over coffee. She squeezed my hand. Truth heals, even if it hurts first. Digging deeper, we found Emily's motive rooted in debt, gambling losses in Vegas, bad investments. Grandpa's entry, Emily begged for loans, promised repayment. I gave, but she took more. Pity surged, her greed born of desperation. I visited the ranch alone, walking the fields under vast skies. Memories overwhelmed, Grandpa's pride in my college graduation, his regret in letters, "Wish you were here for calving season." Tears fell, grief for him, sorrow for fractured bonds. Why couldn't we have been allies, not enemies?
Breakthrough. Ben visited. Hat and hunt.
Emily manipulated us all, said you spread rumors. His apology cracked my armor. We're blood. Sarah. Can we fix this? Inside, hope flickered amid doubt. Forgiveness felt vulnerable, yet necessary. More family trickled in, ashamed, sharing how Emily isolated them too. Uncle Frank admitted, "I saw the thefts," stayed silent. Cowardice. Their confessions mirrored my own regrets, passivity enabling harm. Emily's plea hearing approached. Whitaker advised, "Your statement could sway sentencing." I agonized, vengeance tempted, but humanity prevailed. In court, she looked diminished, eyes downcast. Her lawyer pled hardship. My turn. Emily stole more than money. She stole time with Grandpa. But I see your pain now. Grandpa taught mercy. The judge noted my words, opting for probation over max sentence, mandating restitution. Emily met my eyes. A silent nod, perhaps a seed of remorse. Post-hearing, Clara called, voice trembling. "Sarah, we were wrong." Fear drove us. Losing the ranch meant losing roots. Her vulnerability pierced me. "I lost too," I whispered.
Réconciliation tentative.
But real, dinners where truths aired. Tears flowed. Internal peace grew. Grandpa's lesson clear, holding grudges poisons the holder. Yet challenges persisted. Developers sued Emily, forcing asset sales. I offered help anonymously, easing her burden without fanfare. Renovating the ranch became therapy, fixing fences, symbolizing mended ties. Mia helped digitize photos, uncovering unedited family albums. In them, Emily and I as kids, laughing together. Nostalgia stung. What if we'd chosen unity? A community event, open house at the ranch, sharing Grandpa's story to educate on elder rights. Folks attended, bonds forming. But nights brought introspection, my role in the rift. Had pride kept me distant? Growth hurt, but liberated. As snow dusted the hills, Emily reached out. "Can we talk?" We met at the diner. Awkward at first. "I envied your bond with Grandpa," she admitted. Felt invisible. Her confession humanized her, flawed. Like me. "We both lost him," I said. Tears bridged years. Not full forgiveness, but a start. Grandpa's voice echoed. Family endures through storms. Emotions swelled. Relief. Hope. A lighter heart. The path ahead twisted, but truth illuminated it, promising healing over hatred. Spring thawed the Montana ground, mirroring the slow melt of resentment in my soul. The ranch bloomed, wildflowers dotting fields where Grandpa and I once chased butterflies. But blooms brought thorns. Emily's trial loomed. Restitution payments straining her. I wrestled nightly, help openly, or let justice run. Grandpa's journal urged compassion, Sarah. Truth without mercy is cruelty. Yet betrayal's scar throbbed, years of erasure. Grandpa's isolation. Am I weak for pitying her? I murmured to his photo.
Tears tracing familiar paths.
Community support deepened. Volunteers helped restore the barn into a counseling space for family disputes. Sessions revealed universal pains, siblings divided by inheritance. Elders manipulated. Sharing my story there. Voices cracked. They cropped me from photos too. Empathy flowed. Healing collective wounds. But personally, doubt intensified. Had exposure shattered irreparably? Uncle Frank's divorce from Louise highlighted fallout. He visited. Remorse heavy. I enabled it.
Sarah.
How do you forgive? His question mirrored mine. One day at a time, I replied, feeling the hypocrisy, my heart still guarded. Emily's court date arrived amid media frenzy. She pled guilty to reduced charges. Voice breaking. I lost sight of family. Sentencing. 2 years probation. Community service. Full restitution. Judge cited my earlier mercy plea. Outside. She approached hesitantly. Thank you for speaking up for leniency. Emotions crashed, anger. Sorrow. Reluctant kinship. Grandpa deserved better, I said softly. We all did. Her hug surprised me. Awkward, yet sincere.
I'm sorry, Sarah.
Truly, in that moment, walls crumbled. Grief shared. Internal floodgates opened. Forgiveness not erasure of pain, but release from its grip. Rebuilding accelerated. Family gatherings resumed. Tentative at first.
Ben hosted a barbecue.
Stories flowing sans lies. Laughter echoed. Grandpa's spirit present. Clara baked my favorite pie. Apology in every bite. We feared change, she confessed. Pushed you away to cling to old ways. Her vulnerability stirred mine. Admitting my withdrawal fueled the divide. I could have fought harder. Bonds mended through honesty. Lighter than vengeance's weight. The ranch thrived. I balanced remote work with stewardship, planting sustainable crops Grandpa dreamed of. Mia's site evolved into a resource hub, connecting victims nationwide. Success brought purpose, but introspection deepened. Why had exclusion wounded so profoundly? Roots in childhood loss, parents' accident leaving me adrift. Grandpa my anchor. Their rejection reopened that abyss. Healing meant reclaiming self. Therapy sessions unpacked layers. Emotions rawer than before. A pivotal moment, discovering Grandpa's final letter, hidden in the journal's binding. My Sarah, forgive them, they're lost in their own pains. Lead with the heart, I know you have. Sobs racked me, his wisdom piercing. I invited Emily to the ranch, walking trails together. Remember catching frogs here? She asked, voice nostalgic. Before jealousy poisoned me, we talked hours, her struggles with feeling second best, my battles with belonging. Tears mingled with laughter, forging understanding.
We're family, I said.
Flawed, but real. Challenges persisted, Louise resisted, clinging to denial. You ruined us, she messaged. Hurt flared, but pity tempered it. She'd face her trial soon. I focused on growth, volunteering at elder centers, preventing similar sagas. Emotion peaked during a sunset ride, wind in hair. Grandpa's presence palpable. "Thank you," I whispered, heart swelling with gratitude. Release. The lesson crystallized, betrayal tests, but compassion redeems. As stars emerged, peace settled deeper. Emotions profound, love triumphing over loss. Summer's golden light bathed the ranch, but my heart held a profound ache, richer than before, layers of forgiven pain weaving into strength. Grandpa's legacy wasn't just land, it was the quiet revolution of mercy amid chaos. Emily moved back to town, working restitution through community service at the Barnes programs. We collaborated awkwardly at first, her presence stirring old ghosts. "I don't deserve this chance," she admitted during a session break, eyes glistening. "Neither did I replied, voice thick. But Grandpa believed in second starts. Our shared vulnerability deepened bonds. Emotions surging, regret for lost years, hope for renewed ones. Family dynamics shifted irrevocably. Some, like Ben and Uncle Frank, integrated fully, helping with harvests. Others, like Louise, faced incarceration for complicity, her letters pleading understanding. "Prison teaches what I ignored," she wrote. Reading them, tears flowed, pity for her fall, reflection on my near-vengeful path. "Forgiveness isn't forgetting," I journaled, echoing Grandpa. Internal monologues intensified. Had justice without grace been hollow? The answer resonated in quiet moments, emotion cresting like river swells. The ranch became a beacon. Families attended retreats, sharing betrayals healed through dialogue. One group mirrored ours, siblings divided by a will. Guiding them, my story poured out, voice breaking. Truth exposes, but love mends. Participants hugged, inspired. Mia noted, "You're turning pain into purpose." Pride swelled, mingled with humility, Grandpa's gift amplified. A milestone. Emily and I restored the old well, symbolic of unearthed truths. Digging, we unearthed a time capsule Grandpa buried, photos, notes from our childhood. To my granddaughters, family is chosen daily. We wept, embracing amid dirt and memories. "I stole that from us," she sobbed. "And I let resentment steal more," I confessed. Catharsis washed over. Emotions profound, release. Unity. Profound love reborn. As autumn neared, a family reunion at the ranch, first in years. Laughter filled air. Stories honest. Clara raised a toast. To Harlan, who saw our flaws and loved anyway. Cheers echoed. My heart overflowing, gratitude for trials forging resilience. Louise joined via video from prison, apologetic. "I'll make amends." Her words sealed healing circle. Nights brought deepest reflection, stargazing on the porch. Grandpa's swing creaking. "You taught me truth tempers with kindness," I whispered. Emotion peaked, sorrow for his suffering, joy in his vindication, overwhelming peace. The light lesson shone, in betrayal's shadow. Choose empathy, it redeems all. The ranch, renamed Harmony Acres, thrived sustainable farming, therapy programs expanding. I balanced life fully, work fulfilling, relationships authentic. Emily became a partner, her growth inspiring. "We're better together," she said. Agreement swelled my soul. In the end, Grandpa's hidden truth didn't just expose lies, it illuminated paths to redemption. As leaves turned, I walked fields, heart full, Emotions deeper. Life richer. Family wasn't perfect, but it endured, strengthened by trials faced with grace. And in that, I found home,